Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Oumaima. Today's video I will be talking about the best books I have read in the year of 2023, but I will only be talking about the fiction books because I will be making a separate video for non-fiction ones. I have chosen 10 books this year, so let's just get started. The first book I'm going to talk about is a book that I have been going on and on about on this channel, and I have been sounding like a broken record, so I'm going to talk about it again. That is The Island of Missing Trees by Elif Shafak. In this poignant tale of love and loss, we're following Ada, a grieving high school student in the UK who recently lost her mother, and she has no connection with her Cypriot heritage. And that takes a center stage in the story when her aunt comes to visit for the first time, and so Ada kind of learns about the story of her untold story of her family. This is also set in like 1970s in Cypriot, where Costa and Daphne navigate forbidden love amidst religious and political tensions as the island faces upheaval and their secret love affair unfolds against the backdrop of a divided nation. The narratives weaves together the heartbreak of multiple timelines, showcasing the rich and complexity of characters such as Yorgos and Yusuf. And Elif Shafak's prose is so lyrical but yet so powerful, creating this deeply moving and unforgettable story. The next book I'm going to talk about is not really a book, it's a trilogy, 3 books in this section. I'm going to consider it one book. In the realm of fairies, a mortal girl becomes the unexpected protagonist of a YA fantasy brimming with enchantment and intrigue. As she navigates her life in this new world, the story is full with political intrigue, with enemies to lovers, and it's really well done, and it was a fun read. The next book I'm going to talk about is Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. This was a reread. This was last year's favorite, and I have reread it this year, and it's still a favorite. It's still in this video. So this is a Greek mythology retelling of the story of Theseus and the Minotaur from the perspective of Ariadne. We're not only following her as she helps Theseus escapes the labyrinth and defeat the Minotaur, but we're also following her life as she is a child and her entire life. The character of Ariadne was very well fleshed out, and the writing was very captivating. The next book I'm going to talk about is Part of Your World by Jimenez. This is a charming romance that explores the attraction of a doctor and a carpenter. Their contrasting backgrounds and struggles add depth to the story, making it a delightful read. Jimenez skillfully navigates the complexities of love, family expectations, and self-discovery in this heartwarming tale of opposites finding common ground. The next one I'm going to talk about is Fall by Iain Reid. This is a very subtle story that has a sinister plot that I can't really say much about because it's very short, sci-fi mystery kind of thriller, and anything that I will say about it will spoil it. But if you like mysteries or thrillers that have a hint of sci-fi, you'll love this book. Next one I'm going to talk about is The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. Kafka employs stark imagery to convey the alienation and absurdity of modern existence, using Gregor Samsa's metamorphosis into a giant insect as a metaphor for societal disconnection. The portrayal of mundane details and strained family dynamics add depth to the story, creating a powerful and thought-provoking exploration of identity and isolation. The next one I'm going to talk about is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is also a book that I have been going on and on about on this channel. This is a literary masterpiece that skillfully intertwines the theme of nature throughout the story. Mary Shelley vividly captures the sublime beauty of the natural world, using it as a backdrop for the tumultuous emotions of the characters. The author's evocative descriptions of the Arctic landscape and the Swiss Alps create a haunting atmosphere, mirroring the complex emotional landscape of the characters. This novel beautifully explores the interplay between the forces of nature and the intricate human psyche. The next one I'm going to talk about is Minor Detail by Adania Shibli. I read this one in the original language, which is Tafsir Sanawi, but it has been translated to a lot of different languages, so I'm going to talk about it in English. This is a story told through dual timelines. The first timeline is 1 year after the Nakba in Palestine, where Israeli soldiers raped and murdered a Palestinian girl. Many years later, our protagonist reads about this and she becomes obsessed with this minor detail. So she decides to go to the place where they buried the Palestinian girl, and we're following her tricky journey, not trying to navigate her way in an occupied Palestine, having to go through so many checkpoints and see her anxiety in each checkpoint as she is trying to decide if this road is if she's allowed to be on that road, or if it's an Israeli only road. Basically, this book shows what Palestinians in the West Bank have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. The next book I want to talk about is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. In this gripping thriller, a writer and her estranged friend attend a prestigious writing retreat hosted by a famous Hungarian writer set in a remote manor. Participants must produce at least 3,000 words every single day to complete a book by the retreat's end. The author's mind games blurred lines between creativity and something even more sinister, leaving everyone on edge, and you don't know who works with who and who's doing the things that are happening. This is a fast-paced and suspenseful read. This thriller keeps you guessing until the final page, and it was really good. And the final book I'm going to talk about this video is Notes from the Underground by Fyodor Dostoyevsky. Again, this is also a reread. I have read this one like a few years ago, but I have loved it a lot more the second time around. This novel's vivid imagery and existential themes provide a stark portrayal of the human condition, inviting readers to contemplate the intricacies of free will, morality, and the nature of existence. So these are all the books that I have that I think are my favorite this year. If you have read any of these books that I mentioned, let me know if you have loved them as well. And as always, I'll see you in another video. Bye.